Hi there, guys and girls. I just wanted to do a video now that I'm back from Japan. Got my friend there from Japan. Um, about the invasions mode in MK1. So I've been sitting on this video idea for a couple of weeks. I know Fate's doing videos as of me recording this morning. All these videos have shown up where he's reviewing each season. I haven't copied that idea off him. I've been sitting on this for like 2 weeks, running it through my head on the plane on the way back to Australia, and then planning it for the last few weeks, like getting content and stuff, trailers and things. But I wanted to talk about what a convoluted mess Invasions is. And I think we need to go all the way back to the start. See, from when it was first announced, Invasions was like, we didn't know what it was. And then it was like, then they showed the pictures where, you know, you're on the thing and it looked great. Like, the graphics looked awesome and everything. But one thing that I've just noticed, or something that's always bugged me, is they've never told us like how it's going to work properly. They've never explained it properly. And by what I mean by that is, like, all they've said is like each new month has an invading force. Like, you know, it's the first one was Scorpion, then it was Notara. Do you know what I mean? But they've never said how many will there be. Like, how many seasons will there be? Because this is stuff I've always wondered. How many seasons will there be? Will you be able to replay old seasons? Do you know, like, once you've done one? Like, once month one is done and month two's going, can I still play month one? Can I go back to month one? Or is it gone? Is it gone forever? Or will it come back? Is it in a loop? They've never explained any of this shit. It's something I still, to this day, am wondering. Will I be able to play Season of Scorpion again? Will I be Season of Spectre? Will I be able to play the Sub-Zero season again that I never finished? Or, you know, because most of the ones I did, except for the last two, because I went to Japan, I couldn't finish the last one. Well, wait, I was a bit lazy, let's be honest. But I was going to do it when I came back from Japan, but it ended the day I came back from Japan. And the one before that I didn't finish as well. So I don't know if I'll be able to do them again. Will I be able to do them again? Will they repeat? They've never said any of this shit. Not that I've seen anyway. I've never seen anyone talk about, like, is there a way to replay old seasons other than changing the date on the console, which I don't want to do. I reckon that's a good way to get yourself banned. But, you know, and I hate that lack of transparency. I think this is one of the problems with Invasion mode. It's one of the problems, I think, is that we don't know where it's going. Like, what's the end game of it? Like, with Conquest mode in Deception, it was like, okay, Conquest mode, we knew that there were a few realms, you play it, and the end game was to unlock Zombie Liu Kang, basically, you know, and that was it. And there was a whole bunch of side missions, and that was it. And that was because it was standalone. It wasn't like DLC, well, not DLC, but added content where they add in every month. And I do like the idea of them adding content every month. I think that's great. I just don't think they've done it right. And it's something that I've said for a long time. Do like a conquest mode and add in missions. And make it a standalone game. Don't make it in your next Mortal Kombat, because then it gets like this whole like, well, we didn't have time to do that. And we didn't have time to do that. And it just becomes so obvious. Do you know what I mean? And then like, then it has all these rules applied to it where it's part of the main series games, or it can't do this or that, or blah, blah, blah. Whereas I just reckon if you did like a World of Warcraft, Mortal Kombat, made it like Conquest mode, and just kept feeding new missions into it, and had a community, like you could join the Lin Kuei, or the Shiro Ryu, or like, you know, be part of clans, and all the stuff I always hear people talk about. See, I'm scared to go near a game like World of Warcraft, because I get addicted. Like I am to Pokemon Go. And I won't stop playing. You know, so it's like, if they did that for Mortal Kombat, I'd do it. But they haven't. Anyway, that's one of the problems. The other problem, I think, one of the biggest problems, or the biggest pet peeves that people have, is they have one currency in Invasions, called Invasions currency, right? They have the one currency. And let me just add it. So you guys know what I'm talking about. I do have some stuff here to randomly add in. So just give me a sec. Alright. Invasions tokens, there they are. Right. So that's the Invasions currency. Now the problem with gamers is this. we earn and we grind and we give our time to earn stuff. If you take that away, we're going to be pissed off because we did it for nothing. Like, if we give our time for something, sure. I know what you're saying, like, but you got the tokens and then you unlock the skins and now, but it's just weird when I finish the season and let's say I have, I don't know, 10,000 invasions tokens left. I'm like, cool, I'll carry those over to the next season and can get something straight off the bat, one of the new skins straight off the bat without even having to start my grind on the next season. I can go straight in and grab a Nitara skin. No, you take that away from us. And that doesn't go down well. People fucking hate that. And the best example I've got, and this is how you should have done it, because this would have solved it. This is how you should have fucking done it. Every season, so the first season was the season of Spectre, you should have had Scorpion currency. The second season, you should have had Nitara currency. Third season, who was the third season? I forget. Whoever it was. Who was the third season? Was it Sub-Zero? I think it's Sub-Zero. Yeah. You know what I mean. You should have had different currency for each season. That way you're never taking away the same currency for no reason when the season rolls over. You have an excuse, right? No, those are Scorpion coins. You can't use Scorpion coins in the Nitara season. That makes no sense. And what you do is, the player retains the Scorpion coins. They retain the Nitara coins when the season rolls over. If it does come back, they can use them again. So they're never taken away from us, right? That's how it should have been done. And my proof of that, the proof is in the pudding, man. It's real simple, right? I mocked this up in Photoshop. This is just a real quick, nasty sort of idea. But look, here you go. Like if we had some currency, I'm going to make that a bit smaller. I'm going to get rid of that one. Alright, if we had some currency, some coins, as you can see, you got your Johnny Cage coins, you got your Scorpion coins, your Nitara coins, your Sub-Zero coins, your Melina coins, your Raiden coin, which is probably my favourite out of that bad Photoshop that I just knocked together in I don't know, half an hour or something. Reptile coin, right? That's how they should have done it. So you would never have lost any of the currency. You would have retained it. They never took any of it away, right? Like the gold coins. They never take them away from us. They could have done it with the invasions currency. And the best example I can give of this working is Mortal Kombat Deception. We know because it worked in Mortal Kombat Deception. There you go. There were 6 currencies in Mortal Kombat Deception. They weren't character specific because there were no invading characters in Deception, but there was gold coins, there was jade coins, onyx coins, platinum coins, ruby coins, and sapphire coins. And we had to earn them. And we never lost them or anything. You just built them up and, oh shit, I need 100 more platinum coins to unlock whatever chest or whatever. This system would have worked in this invasions mode if they had kept it character specific. Like the gold coins were for Scorpion and the jade coins were for Reptile or whatever. The ruby coins were for Nitara. The sapphire coins were Sub-Zero. It would have worked. And you would have never have been taking anything away from the player. You would have never been taking anything off us. Taking shit away pisses off gamers. It pisses us off. So that's the first thing I want to say about Invasions. The second thing is Invasions is getting better. It is. Like the stuff that they've added the last few go-arounds, they've added games now. And like, hit the targets. I like all them. Although some of them are stupid. I didn't like the first one with Nitara. Where there were saw blades and you had to like dash 4 times, like press and then do a move to get through like a tunnel of saw blades. You had to go through the middle. I did that. I didn't record it, but I didn't like that because basically the challenge wasn't to get through the saw blades or that it's hard or that it's tricky or any. The challenge was. If I get my controller here, the challenge was to do that stupid dash. You had to hit your left trigger. And look, I've always said this. Left buttons, I have trouble pressing. Like, when I play games, I really do. I struggle. I used my left hand to do control, but for sometimes just, I know it sounds weird, my brain is just fucked, I guess. I've always had trouble pressing left trigger or left bumper. Always. It's always like I feel awkward. I feel like all the buttons are on the right, my right side of my hand, right? They're all there. Even when I push these center ones, I use my right hand to hit all these buttons. Do you know what I mean? This is the only hand I have to use to hit. You can't do that with your right hand. And so it's always felt awkward to me. That's just me. That's just how I am, okay? And so what they did with that Nitara thing, you had to use the left trigger, and you had to do the move quickly and with the left trigger. And I couldn't fucking do it. I couldn't do it once. And you had to do it 4 times in succession, and then do the dash move after to get through. I couldn't even do it fucking once. I'm like, I can't do this fucking move. It was driving me crazy. I'm like, this move doesn't work. And it was just, honestly, because I was just too slow with the left trigger or whatever. And I went on YouTube. Thank God for YouTube. And someone's like, yeah, it's really hard to do this move with left trigger. Just reassign the button. I'm like, that can't be it. No. I go, that can't be fucking it. And he goes, just reassign the left trigger to Y. And so I did that. I reassigned left trigger to Y. And I did it almost first go. Bang, 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 bang. Y. Like that. And then I had to do back forward trigger, which I only had to do once. And I got through and passed it. That one pissed me off. Because it wasn't hard because it was a challenge of what was avoiding the obstacle. It was hard because they used the fucked button assignment. It was that. And I thought it was just a me thing, like I said. But the guy on YouTube said the same thing. He had trouble doing the move with trigger. Left trigger. You know, so it felt like that's the way they made it hard. We just put, like, a stupid button. Do you know what I mean? Like, the button that everyone has trouble pushing. That's going to be the challenge. That's not the challenge. The button shouldn't be the challenge. No. Anyway, so that annoyed me. But other than that, I like doing all the targets. I like hitting all the targets. I like all those little mini games. They're great. It's making invasions more fun. You're learning because that was on the challenge tower. That's what made the challenge tower so fun, so great. But I still don't think it's enough to save invasion mode. Now, I've been watching a few guys like Dynasty who've been doing videos about. There's a guy called Fate Unknown on Reddit. I don't like Reddit. Just by the way, I fucking hate Reddit. But people always talk about Reddit. Everyone seems to love fucking Reddit. I hate it. I think it's shit. I've always hated it. So I hate using it. And every time you go there, it's like, do you want to use the app or Chrome? Like, ask you weird shit. If you're not logged in, it doesn't want to show your posts. I fucking hate the whole thing. I hate the way it's laid out. I don't know why this thing is popular. I think it's just popular because all the weirdos went there. Like, I love Reddit. Like, I don't know. Anyway, I don't like it. Right. And I hate the way companies fucking use it. That really makes me mad. Especially when they have a set up support page, which they just ignore. Yeah, here's the Warner Brothers support page. We never update it, but we're on Reddit all the time talking about stuff. Anyway. So, yeah, there's a guy called Fate Unknown on Reddit, and he apparently posts leaks. And apparently the leaks are always accurate, so he has some sort of inside source. And he's said some stuff recently about invasions, like the skins are winding down, or it's winding down, or maybe invasions is going to be finished off. Finished fatality. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? If that's true, I hope I can go back and play the old seasons, even though everyone hates it. I'd like to just be able to complete it, say I've done it. I am a completionist. I know I didn't do them, but I was very mad with Mortal Kombat 1 at the time. Some of those earlier seasons, that Sub-Zero season went for months and months and months. I could have done it. I just didn't have the heart to play that game. I especially because I did so much content in Season 2. You guys saw my videos about the Ultimate Talisman and all of those. And I grinded and I played hours in this fucking room. This small room doing that fucking seasonal tower. And you know, I got the 1,000,000 gold coins for it now. You know, and all that. And then I felt just burnt out. I just didn't want to play Invasions anymore. It's like, it was so boring. back then, there were none of the games like there are now. It was just fight, 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 secret fight, 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 ambush, fight, 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 secret fight, 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 ambush, fight, 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 fight. It was just so fucking boring. It's just the same fight over and over again. A different character doing a different fucking move. It was just the same monotonous, repetitive shit for just lackluster awards. And I know I already said this, but I did do a video talking about how Invasions was soulless back then. It just wasn't fun. There was no soul into it. Like there was in like Deception, where you run around and talk to people and do missions and they say funny things and it makes you laugh. There's some Mortal Kombat lore in there. There is none of that in Invasions. Absolutely none of it. Until recently, when they added some of the minigames. I'm like, okay, you're putting a bit of flavour in there, putting a bit of fun in there. There's still none of the Mortal Kombat lore. We're still not there. I still think the overhead view's shit. I still think if it was like perspective view, walking through Invasions, it would be better. The other thing I want to say about Invasions mode, the other thing that really, really fucking hurts Invasions mode, is the lack of the map. I'm a gamer. I've been playing games since Atari, man. Since Commodore 64. I've been playing games longer than some of you have existed. Okay? So I've been there through Atari. I've been through there through Commodore 64, the Master System, the Mega Drive, the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, the Nintendo 64. I've got most of those consoles over there. Dreamcast. You know, Wii U, Xbox 360, PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4. I've got them all. Except Neo Geo. Sega Saturn. You know, like, let me tell you something. When it comes to video games, and anything that's confusing, and Invasions is confusing, especially when your camera flips around and does weird stuff, you need a map. I'm sorry. You need a fucking map. Even I play Counter-Strike all the time. I'm mediocre at Counter-Strike. But there's a map. When I play Doom, and you got all those hallways and the flickering lights, guess what? There's a map. When I play Invasions mode, guess what? There's not a fucking map. Why? Why isn't there a map? Why isn't there a map? It gets so confusing. Especially, like I said, the camera, sometimes it's this way, and then flips around, and it's this way, and the camera does this, and then you go this way, you come from this way, so then the camera's on this side. It confuses the fuck out of you. The way the camera works is like fucking insane in that mode. I've literally been seen, like, let's say there's a node here. I can go left, I can go right, and I can go up, right? There's 3 pathways, right? But it looks like there's a path under this node, like a secret. So I'm like, okay, I'll push down, because I'll just see if there's something down there. I'll see if I can go down there, right? Now, in any other video game, it would just not go down there if you couldn't go down there. But in this game, and it doesn't do this all the time, it depends on the node. Sometimes you press down, and then it goes left, or it goes right, or it goes up. You push down to check the way that looks like it could be a secret there. And then it just goes some random direction. All of this stuff is really annoying. You should only be able to move the direction of the path that you push. So if I push down and there's nothing there, nothing should happen. It should not move anywhere. It should go, no, it should go, No, you can't go down, Put that little sound effect, whatever. You should only be able to go left, right, up. Wherever there are lines. Down, right, left, up. Wherever there are lines indicating, you should only be able to push the arrow to follow those lines. Right? The fact that there's no map is stupid. It's really stupid. And the proof of that is that anyone on X or Twitter has seen from Ice Cream in the Mortal Kombat community, he makes maps. He makes the maps of Invasions mode. And everyone loves the maps of Invasions mode. And I'm going to show you one right now in case you haven't seen it. I didn't put that in the folder yet. Whoops. So I'll get it from somewhere else. Here we go. Invasions map. Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, Season 4, Season 5. I've got up to Season 5. Okay. Oh, I don't have Season 5. Weird. I'll go Season 4 then. Alright, so here we go. Season 4. There we go. Here's an example for you. I hope he doesn't mind me showing this. Here you go. Fire Temple Invasions. See? It tells me everything I need to know. It tells me, see in the bottom left, you got your legend, where you start, where you end, chest, where shops are, forge, tower, portal, clones draw required. That's the secret that you unlock. The boss. Where was the boss of Fire Temple? Key, locked, survive. Where there's a clue to do, and a test your might. Right? The fact that someone made them and continually made them and got praise for making them is proof that there needs to be a map in Invasions mode. And there's not. And it's just another thing that hurts the mode. Secondly, I shouldn't say secondly. Well, I'm on like the third thing now. Next, I'll say, well, this is a thing. You earn gold coin. Oh no, you didn't really. Well, you do earn it for playing Invasions mode. Actually, I'll leave that out. No, I won't. I won't mention that. It's sort of a bit. It's not really to do with Invasions. Let's move on to the next point. So the next point I got, right, and the Invasions, basically I've named them like this, and this is where I reckon it gets confusing. Okay, this is where it gets convoluted. I've given each season a nickname, right? So here we go. So I call the first one Season 0. That's the Johnny Cage season. I call it the season that never returned. Now the reason I call it that is because I played it. Right? Maybe I'll put some footage in here. Do I have some footage? I thought I prepared some footage. Here's some footage from earlier. It's time. Invasion mode, let's go. Let's turn the sound off. Alright. So this is the first time I played Invasions, okay? And I'm just going to put that over the top. Can't really. It's a little confusing having my webcam in there, but oh well. So, yeah, this is the first time I played it, right? This was from the stream that I did. And the first time you play it, you play the Johnny Cage Mesa, right? And I'm going to skip in a bit. See, it shows you all this stuff. And all this stuff was fun in the Johnny Cage Mesa. All this stuff was great. All of this made it enjoyable and fun because there were all these Easter eggs in the Johnny Cage thing. All of this stuff disappears after this first Mesa. But here's the thing. Once you play through this, once you play all of this, and I never finished this Johnny Cage Mesa because there were secrets that I hadn't done, you can't go back. And it literally says to you, it warns you. But I just thought it was some crap. So here's the warning right here. Let me pause. See that last line? There's that last line. There's no going back. There's no coming back, pal. I thought it was just like a fake warning. Like, oh, if you go into the portal, there's no coming back, pal. I didn't know it was being literal. Saying you won't be able to come back and do the cage match. I did not know this. Because it doesn't seem like it says it in the game. And I thought it was just like, oh, if you go to Outworld, there's no going back, pal. Do you know what I mean? Like, but it was literally warning me that I can't play this fucking mode again. It should have told me that in an out-of-game box. It should have brought up a system dialogue instead that said, are you sure you want to exit the Johnny Cage Mesa? You will not be able to replay this if you do. It should have come up in a box that was not in the game, like something more... So you knew that it was a genuine warning about it. But it didn't fucking do that, did it? You know, and like I said, I played through this Mesa. I did all the training. But I never finished it. And we've never been able to play it. Now, the thing about Invasions is they constantly repeat mesas, right? They constantly brought back the Rampart one. And the other ones, they change the order you play them. And you do them again. There's different mission names, but they're just, it's just beat up this person. It's the same crap, right? But something I've noticed, they've never brought back this one. Why? Why haven't they let us play the Johnny Cage one? It was the good one. And I have a few ideas why, because I'm just going to say it. NetherRealm is so... Well, Warner Brothers, there's so much diversity in this game, and it's something that if you're like me, you're old school like me, and you watch really old movies, and you're a bit of a conservative nut like I am. So, stuff that we've noticed is in modern day movies and cinema and TV and video games, they hate like middle-aged white guys. They don't want them to be successful or rich. Do you know what I mean? And Johnny Cage in this game is successful and rich. And like they're really turned off by it because they basically call white guys, racists and all this shit. They say that, because we like stuff how it used to be, we're a whatever ist or a whatever obe. Do you know what I mean? They have this whole agenda about it. And I know you guys think I'm reaching with this crap, but this has been proven. Like, you watch Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade, his dad is old, and he's a teacher, and he's stubborn, and he's super smart, and he knows everything about the Holy Grail. He's not some pathetic loser. But then you go and watch Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, and Indiana Jones is like there, he's like a fucking alcoholic, he's just drinking his life away on the couch. He's literally yelling at the neighbors, "Turn it down!" Like, about the music. And that's how they want to paint Indy, like, as that. He would never become that. Never. You don't want it to say that he's got a divorce now and all this shit, that he's a failure, he's a loser. That's how they paint white guys these days. And that's just one example. They've done it in so many fucking movies. We always laugh at it. Oh, what? The old guy's a drunk alcoholic loser that's passed out on the couch? We've seen it like 1,000,000 times. Do you know what I mean? And I honestly think that's why they did it. I think they don't want to give us back the Johnny Cage Mesa, because it shows, like, look how rich he is. Like, Johnny Cage's big swimming pool and, a big view overlooking Hollywood and all this. I honestly think that some diversity nutbag went, oh, you can't show a white guy as successful. That goes against everything we're trying to accomplish with our diversity crap. Do you know what I mean? They want to paint, instead, minorities successful as leaders, as they want to change anything to suit their diversity, regardless of if it naturally flows that way in the story and in the writing. And I honestly think that's why they've never given us back this Johnny Cage Mesa. Like, why the fuck haven't they let us play this again? It makes no sense. And I know a lot of you are going to go, oh, it's training mode. That's why they made it a training mode, so they never had to bring it back. And apparently there was going to be a Halloween version of this. It would have been really good. Did we get that? No. And I bet you some diversity went, no, don't bring back the Johnny Cage Mesa. I bet you. I can't prove any of this crap. But we just know. We just know that's what it's like, because that's what they do with everything. They destroy everything with their nonsense. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, this one would have come back by now. Why hasn't this one ever come back? It makes no sense. Out of all the Mesas they repeated, how have they not repeated the Johnny Cage one? We got to play it a year ago, and we've never got to play it since. It makes no sense that this is gone, and they haven't repeated this. It makes zero sense. And also, some of these skins were pretty good in the. See, look at this stuff. This stuff. I reckon this Mesa was more fun than most of the other ones, and the skins seem better too, I reckon. In this training Mesa, so I don't understand why. I don't understand why I'm running back and forth, up and down, whatever. But I just don't understand how they've never ever brought that back. It makes no sense. So, yeah, I call that the season that never returned, Johnny Cage. Right? Next season is the season of confusion. I call that Scorpion. Now, the reason I call it the season of confusion is because all the skins were orange and yellow, and I don't think the game ever made it clear that when you play an invading season, the skins will be like the character who's the invader. The skins will suit their colours. By the way, and I know I've said this before too, the thing about modern day Mortal Kombat is Sub-Zero can be pink now, it can be white now, you can just change the colours, and it wrecks the character for me. It wrecks the fucking character. It's just something Street Fighter never does. They know how to do their characters. They know that Ryu should always be in a white gi. Like, they might, change it a little bit, like, within the realm of acceptance. Mortal Kombat doesn't. They're like, no, Scorpion's blue now. No, Scorpion's pink now. For no fucking reason. And I'm like, they just throw out the Tobias story by doing that. Like, Scorpion wears yellow to mock Sub-Zero. He wears the same outfit as Sub-Zero. This is the story they came up with. It was just, technically, it was a palette swap. That's how they did it back then. It's easy, just swap the colours. You get two characters out of one. But the story they wrote around that is that Scorpion wears the exact same outfit as Sub-Zero because Sub-Zero murdered Scorpion, but he wears the yellow version. Yellow is calling someone a coward. I'm Sub-Zero, but I'm the yellow one. I'm a fucking coward. That's what he's saying. He's calling Sub-Zero a coward by wearing yellow. So there was significance behind the outfit. So when you change it to whatever colour now, it's lost all meaning. And I know this is Mortal Kombat 12. It's a different verse. I hate this nonsense. I hate it. They need to stop rebooting Mortal Kombat and changing everything and just making up whatever. The fucking writers in there, they're just making up nonsense and trash. It doesn't follow the storyline properly. Ever since MK9 was the last one. That was the last Mortal Kombat. And that's another video I need to make because I've been saying to people for a long time that was the last Midway game. And it's just something I've said on and off in streams and to people. And I was talking about it recently in a stream and people were like, you should make a video about that. I'm like, I don't need to. Everyone knows that, don't they? And everyone was like, no, not really. And I'm like, oh, okay. So maybe I'll do a video on that next. But just, I don't know if I got it here. Let me see. It's the same video actually. Why did I delete it? It's sound off again. Okay, so because I know in this video it's got some of the, when I leave the Johnny Cage one, it's got some of the Scorpion one. Do we see some of those unlocks? I'd like to show some of those unlocks. I don't know if there's any in here. I don't know if any come up. I don't know if there's any in the video. Nah. Let's have a look here. So, when you win, obviously, in the Scorpions, you unlock the orange and yellowy sort of skins. And, I unlocked the cameo, okay. Oh, that was the first time playing, you unlocked all the cameos, that's right. See this, and when you that's the thing, when you unlock that cameo skin in the blue, it looks amazing because that looks like Sub-Zero. And we get all excited. But then it's like, oh, you can't play that character. He just comes in and does a freeze and runs away. I'm like, I hate the cameo system. I fucking hate it. Okay? If you don't believe me, go pick any one of my random streams and watch how many times I use the cameo button. I don't use it. I don't. I really don't. I hate it. I think it's really cheap. You should have taken that out and used all that development time on the cameos to make Invasions better. That's how much I hate it. I never use it. I use it once in a blue moon. Oh yeah, that's right. There's the cameo thing, and I hit right bumper. What's this do? Okay, But yeah. So this is another problem. It started this confusing thing. Everyone's like, how come all the skins are orange? And then it was like, oh, because it's the Scorpion season, right? So then we move on to the next one. I've got my list here of all the names. So season 2. The season of good content is what I call the Nitara season. And I think I have a trailer for this one, and I'm going to roll it. Because I prepared all the trailers. Oh, no, I don't. I have season 3, season 4, season 5, season 6. I don't have a trailer for season 2. Okay. Well, Nitara had all, I think, some of the best skins. That had the skins where they had blood patterns on their faces. And I actually, when I think about it, those skins were actually really a joy to unlock. I think they all looked really good. They really did. with all the blood and stuff. And that was probably the best season, was season 2. They brought that tower in where you could grind that tower and get insane XP, and they started to do some good things in the game, and then they took that out. Yep. They took out the insane rewards, so you can still grind, but the skins, I don't really have much more to say. Other invasions were still kind of boring, but the skins that you earned were worth it. They were really nice skins. The blood skins. I've got it on a lot of the characters, but sometimes I change it when I get new ones. So, but yeah, season 2 I think had the best skins. So yeah, let's move on to the next season, and that's season 3, the never-ending season. Never-ending season. Whoa. So this is where all the shit hit the fan with Mortal Kombat. This is where they abandoned Twitter, NetherRealm, without ever saying why. They wouldn't reply to anyone. They didn't wish us a happy birthday on Twitter. You only got wished happy birthday, Merry Christmas, or season's greetings, whatever you want to call it. They didn't do that on Twitter. You only got that if you were on Threads or Facebook, but not Twitter, because Elon Musk runs Twitter. So I've heard a few different reasons. I've heard they were boycotting Twitter for some reason. They've never said why. I think if you're a company, shut the fuck up. You have a responsibility to the players, and everyone uses fucking Twitter. Threads is a fucking failure that no one uses. Let's be honest. And all the players are on fucking Twitter, and that's why you're back on Twitter. Because you thought, oh, Threads is going to take... No, it's not. It's the same as YouTube. YouTube's never going away. It's an immovable object. You know? We don't care about that politics. We don't care about your fucking politics. But, you know, we had problems with the game. There were glitches found. That's when the player... I think that's when the player 1 combos don't land glitch was found. On your own player 2 side or whatever it was. I think that's when all the glitches were coming out. This is when I think Sub-Zero. I think this is when the game was in the worst, and so the Sub-Zero season they just kept extending it, and then it extended over Christmas. It went for like 3 months, and that's the one I never finished. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, let's watch the trailer for that now, shall we?
Sub-Zero who attacks us, which is nothing less than to transform our timeline into a frozen hell. Since arriving in our timeline with his legion of cryomancers, Sub-Zero has been unwearying in his pursuit of conquest. It will take champions like you to turn back Sub-Zero's frigid onslaught. May your combat save all timelines from obliteration.
You are the first demon I've met.
May you not have the misfortune of meeting others.
You can't stay a fugitive forever.
You've no idea what I'm capable of.
For Earthrealm's sake, reconcile with Kuai Liang.
Never again shall his name pass my lips.
Yeah, so looked pretty good, looked pretty exciting, but unfortunately this season was just boring for me. Some of the skins in that video actually look pretty good. I don't know if I ever earned them. So a lot of the skins I didn't earn in the Sub-Zero season. I had a lot of time to do it, but I just didn't do it. Like I said, I was burnt out. So, this is, like I said, this is when Mortal Kombat seemed to be in the deepest hole. You know, people were annoyed that they weren't talking to us on Twitter or X. All the bugs were coming out now. People were over invasions mode being the same repetitive thing, and by the third season I was like, this is the same thing every fucking season. We just swap the characters, swap the levels, or swap the blah blah blah, whatever, you know what I mean? So that was the problem with the third season. So then we get to season 4, which is, I call, this is where it gets really great. Season 4, the season of the old switcheroo. So it became very obvious that the Melina season of the Huntress, was actually the Havoc season, because all the skins were green like Havoc, and they were all like crazy, like, you know, and on the combat cast they're like, it's really cool, it's like Bowie and all this, and I'm like, that's the Chaos season. You're talking about Chaos, not Melina. Melina's fucking purple psychopath. Do you know what I mean? And it just became so obvious. Then all the Dynaminers, they found all the skins, they found a whole bunch of things, that even names that said Chaos, which is the nickname for Chaos Realm, which is where Havoc is from, you know. So it just became really obvious that was the Chaos season. They should have fucking kept it as the Chaos season. For whatever reason, they started swapping, like panicking, and maybe that's from the backlash from the last season. And they're like, no, we'll make it Melina. Everybody loves Melina. We'll even use the Flesh Pits Melina render in the background, like when the tits are out and she's just got a bandage over her nipples. We'll even have that in the background, like everyone will get excited, thinking maybe it's in the game. When it won't be, of course, because we're Woke Realm now and we don't do those sins anymore. I think we've been getting better a little bit, but, you know, bit of a rant there, but so for whatever reason, and there's two theories. The theory is that they swapped it to Melina because everyone loves Melina, to reinvest people in the game. The other one is that they think that it clashed with the Twitch skins that are purple. They added the Twitch drops, and those skins are purple, so maybe they didn't want to have Melina, who also has purple skins, and yeah. So there was that mess, and it just kept getting worse and worse for Mortal Kombat. Everyone was really annoyed. Everybody hated these fucking skins. They were nicknamed fruit roll-ups. So nobody liked these skins at all. And this is one of the seasons I didn't finish. So let's check that trailer out, shall we? I got another one. Roll it, man. Season 5. Oh, season 4. Let's go. Season 4. Oops.
Now an army of Ultra Melinas has invaded this timeline. If it is not stopped, we are doomed.
Fight!
Fruit roll-up rated. Fruit roll-up, okay. Fruit roll-up Melina. Fruit roll-up Smoke.
lost control of Ermac.
Good thing I know what to do.
So that skin you're actually seeing there, that one on that final frame, the Monster at Heart skin, that main Melina skin that you unlock at the end is excellent. That was a great skin. I will say that. It was just all the other skins for all those characters that were green and fucking red for no reason. So let me tell you something. Like I said before, when they decided to make this the Melina season, because everybody loves Melina, what is the worst thing you can do? Would it be that you take all the characters and call them Melina skins, but have them that they're the colour of another skin? Like Havoc? Yes. You're going to piss off the Melina army, the people that love Melina, and you've called this the Season of the Huntress, like Season of Melina, and there's one skin at the end, or one or two, that were like Melina coloured. Everything else was fucking green and fucking red and fucking yellow. Or... It made no sense. It was stupid. Now you can see what's going on with Invasions. It's just all over the place. Like, there's so much wrong with this stuff. So let's go now to the next season. Season 5. And we'll start with the trailer, I reckon, before I rip into it. Season 5. Let's go. Season of Storms. Yeah, so Season of the Storms, which I call the season of more good content, was a lot like Season 2. So I felt like they learnt from the last season where they just swapped the skins to Chaos skins. And they went back to sort of like how I was saying in Season 2, where the Nitara skins, the Blood Moon ones, they had all the blood on it. These ones had all the like the purple and the blue like lightning patterns on the characters. All of those skins were amazing. I really, really liked those skins. And I thought that was awesome. We're also getting more of the games into this season. So this is where Invasions was starting to make a bit of a comeback and not being as boring and stale as it was in all the other seasons before this. So I felt like they were on the right track here. And that's why it's kind of weird now, because after this there's only one more season that comes out. And now, like I said, Fate Unknown said they're either winding down the skin content. I don't know if they're winding down Invasions. I reckon they are, though. Just got a feeling. Because Ed did that poll on Twitter. What mode do you want to see come back? And Conquest was like... you know, it's like... We've been saying it for a long time. We love Conquest mode. The Crypt was sort of like Conquest mode. But they've never done another conquest mode since Deception. Why the fuck haven't you done that? Why? Like I said, I did that video a while ago. And Invasions back in PS2 and GameCube and Xbox days, it wasn't bad graphics, but it was real basic in world design. You know, you could do amazing things now. You see the technology. You see how the game looks now. Imagine that's your Conquest experience now. You're running around in those graphics. And you can run up and you can go into Borracho's house and do training. You can read all the notes on his desk because of the upgrade in resolution, the 4K, the increased frame rate. It would be a fucking joy to run around and talk to people. They tell you bullshit. I don't know. You find secrets. You find secret skins. Got to be there at a certain time. I love that. I love that unlock aesthetic. They've never done it again. I loved that I had control of time. I could meditate to speed up time to go to the day that I needed to. It made perfect sense. Be it the last day of the month between 3 p.m. and whatever, 9 p.m. to unlock whatever skin. The chest appears. I loved all that, man. How do you not do that again? It's insanity. You know, there's so much room for a really successful conquest mode with this modern engine. So much room. This goes to show, actually, the fact that this Invasions has failed and tried to be sort of like it, but different, just goes to show why change a good thing. We've only had it once, and we had it how many fucking years ago? 2004? MK Deception? 20 years ago. We had that. And people still talk about it today. Conquest mode. Why not? Why can't I get another conquest mode? I honestly, like, I know they don't like to repeat themselves, right? I get that. I honestly do. But they do it with the crypt. They did it crypt. They kept doing the crypt. But crypt was for unlockables. It wasn't really a mode. So I get it. I'll pass that. But I mean, there comes a time, if you haven't done it for 20 fucking years, right? Surely you can do it now. A conquest mode. You know? So, yeah. That's that. You know, so. Yeah, so this season had good skins. You know, the Raiden season had good skins. Unfortunately, that's the one I didn't finish. And that brings us to the current and last season, which is the season of no rewards. Reptile. Let's roll a trailer. Now, the reason I call it the season of no rewards is a little unfair. So the skin, as you can see from that trailer, and this is the current season, the skins are great, and they were really leaning into the new games, all the missiles and freezing things and blah blah blah. You could see, so Invasions is in a really good spot at the moment. But this is what's weird, is like they might be wrapping it up now or something. I'm still not 100% right what they're doing, because they never tell us anything. I really just wish they would tell us stuff. But the reason I called it the season of no rewards is because I was shocked. So every time you play the game, you earn gold coins, right? And this is an Invasions coin. This is more about the shrine. So every season you would go to the shrine and empty the shrine, and every time the shrine would have about 70 uses in it. And although it's not part of invasions, it was part of the season. Do you know what I mean? So it's sort of related. And the reason I call it Season No Reward is for whatever reason, the shrine this time had nothing in it. It had 1 skin and 6 pallets. That's it. 7 uses. And I honestly think they did that because people like me, who got 1,000,000 coins from Season 2 from grinding the tower, would just empty the shrine each season. I would just do it on stream. All right, let's empty the shrine. And I'd sit there for like 15 minutes just pressing A. And I'd empty the whole thing. I'd use it 70 times. And I'm like, cool, that's done. You know what I mean? And I feel like they were stuck because they didn't want to take all the gold coins off everyone because they knew people would be pissed. Spent hours grinding that tower. And so they're like, what do we do? How do we stop people from just emptying the shrine and using all their millions of gold coins? I had 1.5 million coins. There's people out there that had like 10 million. Because people kept going. I just stopped. I'm like, nah, I had enough. You know what I mean? But I still got like 1,000,000 coins. And each time you use a shrine, it's like 1,000 or something. So I'm filthy rich in Mortal Kombat. Shame I'm not filthy rich in real life. But, you know, yeah, so, I don't know. There was 1 skin and 6 pallets. And I was just like, what the fuck? I couldn't believe it. You can go watch that look up the stream. I'm just like, there's nothing. There's no skins to unlock. There is, maybe they just thought if we take it out of there too, makes people play the invasions mode to get rewards. Because people were so sick of invasion mode. I don't know. Trying to shift them back to the mode. Who knows? But, you know, I wanted to make this video because, honestly, it's been all over the place. It's been good, it's been bad, it's been weird, invasions, it's been everything. The consistent problems, no map. Taking away currency every season. The invasions currency for no reason. If you had the characters, the currency named after each character, Scorpion tokens, Molina tokens, whatever, you wouldn't have had that problem. Player would have retained them. We don't know if the seasons are coming back. Where are we going to be able to replay old seasons? You have never told us this. Like if there's going to be like 8 seasons and it's going to repeat again. Like we don't know. There's no way for me to pick season 1 at the moment or season 2 or season 3. There's no way for me to replay the old ones. I don't know if there's going to be a way. I don't know if I'll ever get that content that I missed out on. I just don't know. I hate that not knowing. No one's ever been clear about it. This isn't about invasions, but the combat cast that they did for this season was fucking terrible. Because you said nothing. You just talked about the characters and blah blah blah, and you even said this one's going to be short for no reason. The combat cast should be full of, look, we hear the problems, we're working on things, but it's never like that. It's just, let's talk about this. That's a good idea. Let's talk about that. And it's just all upbeat and upmarket. And everyone's like, what the fuck? Why did you take away blah, blah, blah? Or whatever. Why haven't you fixed blah, blah, blah? Do you know what I mean? And then you got people going, like it's the greatest thing ever. I get why people are mad. I get it. Right? But, the combat cast, I'm really sad with the combat cast. See, it started out as called the M-Cast, and it was an audio podcast. I even got a shout out on one of them from Hector Sanchez. Thanks, Hector, if you're watching. It's the only time I've ever been acknowledged, other than on the Midway. They would list my fan site on the websites for Mortal Kombat. But he acknowledged me for coming over to E3, and he thanked me. It's the only time that's ever happened. And that was really cool. He was a cool dude, man. He was a fucking cool dude. And it's really sad that he's not on the MK team anymore. You know, all these weirdos took over. I don't like going after people, I'll be honest. But I say that because of the stuff that's in the game. I feel like they've put personal shit into Mortal Kombat and it's made the game weird. And then I blame them for it because they've put their personalities into the game to change the game. rather than the game being the game. The game was the game. It shouldn't have had personal shit in it. It shouldn't have your whatever politics in it. Left wing, right wing. It should be neutral or very slightly to the left or right at times, depending on the situation or the dialogue. It should never be fully right wing, left wing. But here we are, and we got Ermac using pronouns, they, them, in his intro. Every time I win an invasion's chest, it gives me a vaccine booster shot, or a bowl of weed, or some drugs in capsules. All of these things were never part of Mortal Kombat, and I don't care if you call me a crazy, like, lunatic fucking conspiracy theorist. It was never part of Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat was sorcery and magic and gemstones and fucking runestone. All the stuff you hear about in World of Warcraft, you know what I mean? It was never like needles and fucking... I mean, you could maybe make an argument with the herb bowl, but I honestly just think that's just another way of saying, oh, look, 420. You know, like every other fuckwit does these days. And same with these little capsules that are like tablets. You know, like the day and night cold flu tablet. Like capsule. Like, why are they in Mortal Kombat? Is there a pharmacy in Outworld that I don't know about? Is there really? Where are they making these capsules? Is there a factory under Shah Khan's castle? Is that where that capsules come from? It's just stupid. That's why it was always sorcery and gemstones and magic and sorcery, because none of that real world shit needed to exist in the Mortal Kombat world. It was telling a different story. It was telling a fantasy story, and they should just stick to that. And that's why when I see stuff that's outside that, I get unhinged and I get triggered, you know, and I'm just like, no, no, why are you doing this? The other thing is some of the skins in this game have been really good and some have been really bad. And I feel like the latest skin, the Melina one, where she's in the tracksuit, she's in like just the shorts and that, they actually finally showed a bit more skin. You could see her butt and stuff now, you know. And I know this is like a stupid argument, but I just... uglifying the characters just makes it not fun to play. Do you know what I mean? I know there's a lot of female players who hate playing as ugly characters too. This isn't just a, oh, he's a man, he's a fucking basement dweller, and he only wants, you know, the chicks to look like that because he's an incel, and all this nonsense terminology you hear come out of fucking Twitter and Reddit and fucking Discord. All this nonsense chat. All this just stupid shit that the modern generation has made up. No, we just want to play a fun game. That's all we want. And we just want fun skins. And, like, even if it is Melina with a bandage over her privates. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't get more fucking egregious than that. But, like, even back then, I was just like, yeah, whatever. It's just a bit of fun. It's a video game character. It's not the real world. You know, but they get so triggered by it, and then they got all weird in MK11. They were all covered in metal, and they're like robots. All the women like robots. And I was just like, what the fuck's going on? All the women are robots. It just became really obvious to me. That's why I did videos where I just call them space robots in MK11. A lot of people liked. There was some good 11 skins, some different ones. But I'm talking about the generic, the base skins like Cassie and Jackie. They all were wearing big metal things and metal on their arms, and they were just like, all the skin was covered. It was just so obvious to me. I'm like, if you think about Cassie's journey, when she first, I really like the MKX Cassie. I think that was the perfect amount of diversity and standard Mortal Kombat the way I like it. Like, she was still like a busty like woman with curves, and she had this like tactical like sort of suit on that had like the gun holsters, and it was such a great fucking skin because it was like she was still a sexy woman. She had like the lesbian sort of shaved haircut, the military style sort of thing. They obviously going for the strong female lead woman, but who leads the combat kids. You know, this is something I've always talked about now. This is where the diversity started with Mortal Kombat was X, and for those of you who don't know, there's like a checklist of that time in 2015, and the checklist was African American, Asian, gay person, strong female leader. Yeah, so that was basically that was Cassie Cage, strong female leader, implied lesbian with Jackie Briggs, African American, Kang Jin, who was gay, and then Takeda, who was like Asian, right? So that was like the diversity was starting in MKX. And when I think about it now, it makes total sense, because the way MK9 ended, where all the Revenants... See, the Revenant story, if you think about X, even when I think back to my review, I'm like, the story's weird, it jumps all around the place. And that's because they must have changed the story to suit this diversity narrative. Because in MK9, it should have been about the Revenants coming back to life, or those characters coming back, or not coming back, or something. It should have been about the Revenants. That was the main end story of MK9. Sonya ends up with Johnny Cage, and a lot of the characters died. And instead of... We normally follow the same story. MKX is introduced a whole new story. Combat kids and that. And they pushed all that Revenant shit to the side, and it was never answered properly. It was just weird. And everyone's like, oh, I don't get it. What happened to the Revenant? That's why. And now I get it. Now I get why it was like that. It was for the diversity check. So... But, I will say this. MKX started the diversity, but it was at an acceptable level. So even though they did the combat kids, and even though I don't agree with necessarily the story they told, I do think it worked. It worked mostly, other than the story jumping around. But following the combat kids and that story, it actually worked. It actually made more sense. I liked the skins. I liked the way they looked. I liked Kang Jin. He was, from the get-go, he was a gay character. They didn't just make him gay like Melina now. They've literally taken Melina, who was in a relationship with Baraka back in MK2, and she's gay now. Firstborn daughters of Outworld, this whole Umgadi thing, all the firstborn daughters are lesbians in Outworld now. Why? Why you gotta fucking do this shit? Can you just tell the story, the game, the way it's supposed to be told? Instead of just swapping characters out to suit the things you want to push in the game. That's what I got a problem with. And they didn't do that so much in MKX. And that's why the MKX skins are great. The women look busty, and the skins looked amazing. The MKX skins looked awesome. They looked fucking awesome. And MKX, believe me, it has a lot of problems. I talk about the boring select screen, the no music. This is where all that started. MK9 was the last select screen that had cool music. MKX, MK11, and MK1 all have... or some ambient track when you pick any character, and it's like, oh, I'm so fucking bored right now. Instead of having some music to get you in to, I'm gonna be fucking Scorpion, it's some mellow, tranquil, ambient, flat, boring thing, and it's hurt the game. It's hurt the attitude of the game. There's no attitude anymore. You got levels like the Corrupted Forest that look amazing. This forest's on fire, but you can't do anything with it. There's no stage fatality. There's no pit anymore. There's none of that. And I just think this is where we are with Mortal Kombat 1. All the flavour is gone. It's mostly gone. I don't want to say all. I can still play it. It's still entertaining. It's still a decent game. It's gotten better with the invasions. But without the map, without me knowing a bit more where Invasion's going, can I go back and play the seasons I missed? I don't know if I can ever do that. I hate not knowing these things. I don't know why they don't tell us this shit. Yeah, so, they should have just gone ahead and basically, like I said, introduced a currency that would have carried over. But they didn't do that, did they? They did not do that. Yeah, so these were the posters too, by the way. That was the season of the Spectre. forgot to show these. That was the season of the Blood Moon. Yeah. For some reason that was a different resolution. That was really annoying. I try and find the images in the same resolution, but sometimes that doesn't work always. I think the Sub-Zero one's the same as well. Yeah, Season of the Cryomancer. Season of the Huntress. Yep. Media. Seasons of the Storms. One more season. This is the one we're currently on. And I need to go back and play. Otherwise it's going to be another season I'm missing all the content from. The Season of Reptile. So yeah. That's been that. Yeah, so I wanted to do this video. I wanted to talk about invasions. Like I said, the way to fix it. Add a map. Let us replay the old seasons. I'm sure you can. That's within the realm of possibility. Let us unlock that old content. If you're going to finish it off, lock it off. Announce that you're going to lock it off. And something new's coming. Let us know ahead of time. But I hope you let us even go back and like 100% the other seasons. Because someone like me didn't do them. You know, how am I going to get the stuff? I've emptied the shrine. The shrine's got a limited lock on it. So, you know, I don't know how I'm going to get that content again if you don't let me replay it. So, and I know some of you are going, well, why do you want it? If you don't like the skin, then why do you want to unlock it? I'm a completionist, okay? If I'm going to put time into the game, even if I don't use the skins, I don't like it, I at least want to have it there. So I did it, I got it. If I ever want to use it or load it up or need it for a video or whatever reason, I got it there. So I've got screenshots and footage of me using, for example, from MK1, the Russian Scarlet skin, the Cold War Scarlet skin. I've got that before NetherRealm censored the fuck out of it because they decided they hate Russia suddenly because of the war that's going on. They took off the Russian logos and changed things around, and yeah, so this is why I keep things, because I hate things being changed for no reason, and that's that. But those are my thoughts on invasions. Please let me, if you got any feedback, put it in the comments. If you got any ideas, put them in the comments. I do read the comments. I read everyone's comment. I don't reply to everyone, but I do read them. I do reply to the good ones. So yeah, yeah. Leave a thumbs up if you liked the video. Leave a thumbs down if you fucking hated this video. I don't mind. I don't hide the dislikes. Okay. Yeah, that's it. And I'll see you guys for another video real soon. Thanks for watching, and peace out.